Hi, ready to begin with the speaking module of IELTS? Great. First, let's quickly revise the format of this test. We have already covered this in the orientation lesson, but a quick revision is always good. Let's begin. So, as you know, IELTS speaking test is conducted in three parts: Part 1, Part 2 and Part 3. Part 1 is also known as introduction, which is completed in the span of roughly 4 to 5 minutes. Part 2, which is also known as cue card or long turn, is completed in the span of 3 to 4 minutes. And then Part 3, which is also known as discussion, takes again roughly 4 to 5 minutes to get completed, right? The entire speaking test would be completed in the span of roughly 15 minutes. And remember that your test, the speaking test, would be conducted face to face. Now, be it computer-based test, be it paper-based test. What is computer-based test also known as? It's known as CBT, correct? Paper-based test, it's also known as PBT. Now, be it computer-based test, be it paper-based test, be it academic, be it general training. In all the cases, your test would be conducted face to face. The speaking test I'm saying, remember. However, in certain cases, it is possible that your speaking test would be conducted on a video call. But remember, be it face to face, be it video call, you will have to visit the exam center to appear for this module. Yes, I hope this much is clear. Now, if you also remember, we discussed that your entire speaking test is recorded digitally and only the audio is recorded. Now, why do you think your test is audio recorded? Why? Think about it. Why do they record your speaking module? Well, for the very basic reason, what if you want to give your paper for re-evaluation? What if you wish to get your paper re-evaluated, right? So, your listening, reading and writing would be documented in the written format or maybe in the typed format. How about speaking? What if you want to get your speaking module reevaluated? In that case, there has to be some proof, the way you spoke, right? And that's why this is audio recorded. Now, why is just the audio being recorded? Why not the video? This idea itself must tell you that the video is not important. Why? Because they are judging you on what you speak, not what you look like. It doesn't matter what you're wearing. It doesn't matter how much body language or hand gestures you're using. It's absolutely not important. What is important is what you speak, correct? And you're judged only on the basis of your language. Remember this. Of course, we'll talk about all this a lot in detail in one of the lessons. But let's just continue this. So, if you remember, your speaking module is assessed on the basis of 4 criteria. First one being fluency and coherence. Second is lexical resource. Third one is grammatical range and accuracy. And the fourth one is pronunciation. If you remember, each has the weightage of 25%, right? And each criterion is judged on a band scale of 9 individually. So, for example, if you get 7 out of 9 for fluency and coherence, 8 out of 9 for lexical resource, let's say 7 out of 9 again for grammatical range and accuracy, and 8 out of 9 for pronunciation. In that case, your overall speaking module score would be 7 plus 8 plus 7 plus 8 divided by 4. Why divided by 4? Because an average has to be taken, correct? Which would be 7.5. So, 7.5 is your score for speaking. Remember, it's not your overall band score. It is your score for speaking, right? Now, who decides you will get 7 out of 9 for fluency and coherence or 8 out of 9 for lexical resource? Remember, for this also we have seen band descriptors. What are band descriptors? See, the term itself is very self-explanatory, something that describes the band, right? So, whatever you see on the screen, whatever is written over here, say for example, your speaking matches with this description, what is written over here, then you will get 7 for fluency and coherence. For example, if your speaking matches with this description, you will get 8 in lexical resource. Say it matches with this description, you will get again 7 for grammatical range and accuracy. For example, it matches with this description, then you get 6 for pronunciation. I hope this much is clear. Now, you see how important it is to know what is written over here in these band descriptors, correct? So that you can match your speaking or your style of speaking with the higher bands, correct? So, here I give you a quick homework. In lesson number 2, we will be dealing with the band descriptors a lot in detail. But before we start with lesson 2, I want you to give a read to these band descriptors. Where would you get them? It is available in your study materials. Please go through the band descriptors of speaking as much as you can. Try and understand what they are saying so that when we cover this in lesson 2, it becomes much easier for you. Alright? All the best. Please keep making notes. This is your first homework for this lesson. Alright? I hope so far so much is pretty clear. Well, this was anyway just a quick revision of what we have already covered in the orientation lesson. Now, let's go to the next part of this lesson.